Hello, Xander.
Hello, hello, how are you?
Can you introduce yourself?
My name is Xander Pratt, and I am a artist, creative director, contemporary artiste, and a futurist.
How you got into the music?
Music became my way of expression, and I left from Africa to Australia, and I found my voice there in music, and that's led me to where I am now.
What was the big events, a big time in your life that make you growing as an artist?
The biggest event in my life that helped me to grow as an artist, well, there's been many. It's very hard to pinpoint one, but most likely the event that led to me breaking into the industry, which was being discovered by Peter Coulson in Australia, and the first photo shoot I did with Peter. This would be a monumental event in my artistry.
What is your best realization as an artist that you are proud of you?
Something I've done as an artist that I'm
Yes.
proud of. That would be my willingness to be different, to know that I am African, I'm an African male, but I can still push difference. I can still stand in the forefront of change and not be afraid to be ridiculed by anyone. And I can become myself and be judged for becoming myself so that other people who are inspired by me can be free to be themselves.
So you're actually doing rap and music. Uh, have you any inspiration from like all of the artists that are inspired by someone, Michael Jackson, for an example?
Yes.
Who is your inspiration artist?
I do not have an artist inspiration. I'm inspired by different things. I'm inspired by birds, by nature, by the abstract nature of poetry, of emotion, of collective consciousness. This inspires me greatly.
How do you describe your music?
My music is my diary. That's how I would describe my music.
Tell us more about your creative process. How do you create? What is the step of your creation as an artist?
My creative process varies depending on my emotional state and the connection between my mind and my heart. Sometimes my mind leads and sometimes my heart does. Many times I prefer to create in conditions of magnified emotion, whether I'm extremely unhappy or extremely happy. But the in betweens don't garner much um, creative juices from me. So I love extreme emotion to be able to create.
You are confined since more than 5 weeks here in
Yeah,
Marrakech, the source. What has changed for you during this quarantine?
that's a beautiful question. I remember we had a one thing that has changed is, as I've said, I think previously, as we've spoken actually, that I've always felt somewhat quarantined or confined within my existence. So, what quarantine has done for me, it's it's helped me understand how to access alternate emotions that I wasn't able to access before, and to find that part of myself that is able to go deeper, dive deeper, and dive deeper while rising higher. I mean, so many words I have in my mind, and it's very interesting to put them all together. And I found how to find boxes that I had not unpacked before, because we're not focusing on the uh, uh, the external environment anymore. Rather, we are all connected within, and I found many people within myself that have helped me to create and to get inspired.
How do you see your creativity of yourself changing and moving forward in the near future?
I would like to touch sensitive topics because in my younger years I was more reticent and more hesitant to explore topics that I feel would step on people's toes. Whereas the more opinionated I become as an artist, and the more my heart is connected to certain causes, this is where my art is gonna go now. Actually touching social issues, touching hearts, and always being provocative, definitely, and not as an intention, but as a as a way for me to give a part of myself to people so that they may find many other parts of themselves.
Other creatives you love, social media handles you follow, including your own?
Yeah. As in, who do I
Yes.
enjoy to follow on social media?
Mm-hmm.
On social media, honestly, I enjoy a lot of graphic design. I love following graphic design, like motion graphics, and seeing what creative artists are doing in the visual scape, you know. And this is yeah, that's a very big inspiration for me.
Anything else you would like to share?
Anything else I would like to share? There's a lot I'd love to share. I'd love to share my heart. I'd love to share my mind. I'd love to share my spirit, my energy. And how I could share my energy right now is to say, in a in the situation that we're in right now, which is so dire, I feel it's important to remember not to forget who we are, not as individuals, but as a collective. How, for the first time in a very long time, we share commonality, we share a common problem, and this problem is beautiful to facilitate change. And for you, you know, to sit down with yourself and remember who you are, remember your nature, and align yourself with your destiny, with your desires, not the worldly indoctrinated desires, but your own desires, your being the son or the daughter of your mother, you know, and take this out, take it out into the world. And if you believe in who you are truly, you create a vibration that resonates and creates echoes that move throughout mountains, and everyone who experiences you will feel the same. Yes.
What is your next project?
My next project is the release of my music album, Train to Marrakech, which is an album that's very dear and very close to my heart because it's an album I wrote during a very toxic relationship. And I took this train from Casablanca to Marrakech continuously because I wanted to leave that toxic energy environment. And many songs were written on this train, so it's very deep for me. Yes.
Thank you very much, Xander.
Thank you very much, and a big shout out to Layla and what she's doing with this platform, uh, bringing out and magnifying artists all around the world and connecting them to you. So much love.